It is my honor to present to Senior Medicare Patrol in recognition of your outstanding support and commitment to our Acadiana and Louisiana veterans. We salute you by sponsoring the Veterans Corner TV initiative. SMP is making a difference in the lives of our veterans and their families. On behalf of Veterans Corner Incorporated, we thank you. September 23rd, 2025, founder Greg Gagne.
Thank you, Mr. Greg.
Thank you. On behalf of Veterans Corner, I would like to present to Neurowave Diagnostics in recognition for your outstanding support and commitment to our Acadiana and Louisiana veterans. We salute you. By sponsoring the Veterans Corner TV initiative, Neurowave is making a difference in the lives of our veterans and their families. On behalf of Veterans Corner Incorporated, we thank you. September 23rd, 2025, founder Greg Gagne.
Thank you.
Welcome to Veterans Corner, and it's an honor and a privilege to be a guest in your home today. Today, my friends, veterans are the reason we have freedom in America. Veterans Corner's mission is simple: make veterans first America. And of course, with your support, my friends, we can create meaningful changes in the lives of our veteran heroes by sharing vital information that they may not even be aware of. And of course, we recognize that lack of knowledge and access to trustworthy information can place everyone at a significant disadvantage. But for veterans, that gap is compounded by unique barriers and challenges, and that's on top of the everyday struggles that we all face. And of course, to bridge that gap, Veterans Corner conduct video interviews with national, state, and local leaders, nonprofit organizations, agencies, and businesses. And of course, our goal is to uncover and deliver the resources, insights, and opportunities that empower veterans to thrive and not just survive. And of course, at Veterans Corner, creating change in veterans' lives strengthens the fabric of our communities and make our state a better place for all. And of course, Veterans Corner invites all veterans, neighbors, and friends to partner with Veterans Corner by sharing and spreading the word. And together, we can ensure that those who sacrifice to protect our freedom receive the support, the dignity, and the recognition that they deserve. And now, let's begin our interview. Welcome to the Veterans Corner. Today, my guest is Mr. Al Leger. He is a veteran advocate. He belongs to a number of different organizations, and I'll let him tell you exactly what organizations he belongs to and what he does. Al?
At this time, I'm going to start with where I come from.
Go for it.
What I did, the whole 9 yards. I'm a retired Navy Chief Petty Officer, 20 years as Navy, as an airplane mechanic. Retired from the Navy and came back home and played around for 6 years.
Played around, huh?
And for 6 years, that's exactly what I did. I had 3 different jobs in 6 years, and after that, I decided I was tired of playing around. I got laid off in the oil patch twice, and then I became a veteran service officer for Louisiana Department of Veteran Affairs. I did that for 16 years. And the state came out with a program that said we could use our military time in addition to state time.
Okay.
The combined, for retirement purposes, gave me 34 years total time.
Okay.
So I could retire
Okay.
from LDVA.
Okay.
Or from the state.
Right.
But for pay purposes, I'm only getting paid for the 16 years I work for the state. I don't want nobody to think I'm double dipping on that.
Right,
I'm
right.
just getting it from,
Yeah.
just getting what I put in for the state. During that time I was working for the state, I became a chapter service officer for the Disabled American Veterans.
Okay. Okay.
As such, between the two and between the training of the two, I had a variety of training. I went for training, national training with American Legion. I did state training with Louisiana Department of Veteran Affairs. I did national training with the Veterans of Foreign Wars. So I had a lot of training thrown in the 20 plus years I've been doing veteran service officer work.
You have content.
I definitely have content. The bottom line to all of this is we have a number of veterans, and I say a number, it is just a few, who gained the knowledge of what most of us know who don't use it to help veterans. We need to help veterans. That's what we're gaining this knowledge for. If you don't help veterans, what good does it do to have all this knowledge?
Right, right.
I try to use what I have to help people. And when I say I belong to a variety of organizations, currently I'm involved with, I belong to 6 different organizations.
I know you're very active.
American Legion, VFW, Disabled American Veterans, AMVETS, 40 and 8, and the Navy Fleet Reserve. Once you're retired, they put you in the Fleet Reserve, but you don't belong to the Fleet Reserve Association until you actually join.
Join it, right.
Which I did. There are several of us here in the area who belong to as many different organizations. I just happen to be one of the fortunate ones who now I'm the state commander for the Disabled American Veterans.
Okay.
I still participate with the others when I can, but I do a lot of running around with the Disabled American Veterans at this time.
Right, right. Well, as that in that position, just exactly what services are you offering the veteran community?
The Disabled American Veterans offers chapter service officer work whereby a veteran can sit with a chapter service officer and apply for a claim with the VA at no cost.
At no cost, yes.
The Disabled American Veterans continuously, annually tries to give us training for chapter service officers so that we gather up the information, we submit our information to the National Service Officer. Each state has a National Service Officer.
Okay.
And we submit it to the National Service Officer, and the National Service Officer reviews what we've submitted to ensure all the information that we want presented is there.
Okay.
If there is something missing for the claim that we tried to submit, they come back to us and let us know, can you get a hold of the veteran or the dependent wife to submit their claims, to finish submitting their claims, because we're missing this tidbit of information.
Okay.
The National Service Officers have actually been trained by DAV. They go to college to learn how to get everything worded correctly, and DAV tends to put out a more concise claim than the average person out there. I'm not saying they're the only ones. What I'm saying is DAV has a better success rate than some of the other organizations.
Well, I think the thing that you really, the word that you really mentioned is the fact that it's the language that you have to speak to the VA.
Correct.
Because if you don't speak their language.
Wording is everything with the VA. If you do not put it down the way the VA wants to hear it, they will deny your claim because it's not worded correctly. And the easiest way to say it, I submitted a veteran for exposure to Agent Orange.
Okay.
The VA come back and denied the claim.
Yes.
They said he was not in an area that was sprayed by Agent Orange,
right,
by herbicide.
Okay.
Well, I tell people, don't use Agent Orange as your main claim anymore. Use herbicide exposure. Simply put, if you use a specific agent, in my case, I used Agent Orange, and the VA came back and said he was not in an area where Agent Orange was sprayed. So they denied the claim, justifiably.
Okay.
But if they'd have researched it like they should have done, the VA should have done all along.
Right.
They would have granted the claim because he was in Vietnam and he was sprayed with herbicides.
Right.
Agent White,
Yes.
and the disabilities he had due to herbicide exposure were legitimate. And they come back and eventually granted the claim, but I had to go back and redo the paperwork. Wording is everything. Make sure you do it right. A lot of people hate the VA. It's not the VA. Some people in the VA don't want to follow their rules.
Right.
But if you stay consistent and you keep pushing, don't give up. You have to be consistent. If you file for something, that means there's something wrong with you out there. And nobody went in the military looking to get hurt.
No.
So if you have an injury, very, very few of us have actually not had injuries. In fact, I talked to a veteran Monday night who served his time, has injuries, but he says, my claims are not severe enough to warrant filing a claim. And I asked him, he says, look, I don't want to file. You can't talk me into filing. No, sir, I'm not going to try to do that. That's your
Right.
decision.
Right.
However, you left money on the table.
Yes.
Don't leave that money on the table. It should be going in your pocket. If you have kids, you could be helping your kids, because that claim may warrant you getting high enough that you can get your kids into college at no cost.
Right. Right. Right.
It's all in how you do it. Not to mention, should something happen to you because of those disabilities, your spouse then becomes eligible for a compensation claim as well.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes into this, and at no time I want anybody to think they can go out and file this information on their own.
Right.
They should be seeking somebody to help them file their claims. I'm a counselor, and I do not file my own claims. I go get help from another counselor. When you do your own stuff, you're too emotional to file your own stuff. Let somebody else who doesn't have that same emotion
They're more
file your
more
claim.
objective about it than you are.
They'll be less biased than you are, because you're thinking, well, here's the claim, here's the disability. The VA should see everything I submitted. It doesn't work like that. There's rules and there's procedures they have to follow, and that's just like VA medical. VA medical follows the rules that are handed down to them. They follow their procedures, and a lot of times their procedures are justified. Excuse me. I'd rather see them follow the rules than give benefits away to civilian personnel.
Okay.
VA works strictly for veterans.
Right.
VA medical is taught to look at the veteran as a whole,
Right.
whereas the civilian doctor may take you in and look at one, 2, or 3 issues
That's
at a
it.
time.
Right.
They won't look at you as a whole. They'll take care of 1, 2, or 3 issues, and then they'll start working on the next set of issues.
Right.
VA is taught to look at you as a whole, and they try to do that, especially if you get a good doctor that will take interest and
Yes.
take care of you.
Yes.
It's just a matter of, if you don't feel like you're being treated right, ask for a new doctor.
Well, I'll tell you what, you mentioned about leaving money on the table. Every issue in dealing with the VA, there is a percentage for diabetes, a percentage for neuropathy, a percentage for narcoleptic seizures. Everything that you have, there's a percentage for.
Yes,
Basically, if you add them all up, you can go above 100%,
yes.
but you won't be classified as 100% being disabled.
It depends.
Okay.
When you say you won't go above 100%, to go above 100% is called special monthly compensation.
Okay. Okay.
When you look at the special monthly compensation is where veterans start receiving more than the 100%.
Right. Okay.
When I say it like that, 100% is $3,900 and some change.
Mhm.
If $3,900 is all we can get, there are some veterans in this area who are receiving in excess of $11,000 a month.
11,000 a month?
A month.
Oh my goodness.
But some of those that are receiving that, bedridden,
Okay.
some
They're
of them,
actually out of commission.
some of them are wheelchair bound. A couple of years ago, while I was a veteran, I know a couple of them who are quadriplegics. They can barely do with their hands and they can't walk.
Right.
And they are receiving in excess of $7,000 a month. But again, those folks need help on a regular basis.
Now, do that also, now, since they're receiving that type of compensation, and if they are married, their spouse should get some type of compensation as well.
The
No?
spouse, okay, now that's the catch a lot of people don't understand. Everything the veteran gets while alive
Okay,
is all veterans pay.
okay,
Even though he receives a stipend for being married,
okay,
he may receive a stipend for having children. It's all veterans pay.
okay,
A lot of people don't understand that. If the spouse eventually wants her own pay, the veteran's deceased, she can apply for it
okay,
and possibly get it. I'm not going to say every time. There are times when the spouse is not eligible. We had a lady who married a veteran in prison. They were married 9 months. The veteran was married before and had a child with
Right.
his first wife.
yes,
She was married only 9 months. Well, when the veteran passed away, she filed for dependency and indemnity compensation, and the VA didn't check her records thoroughly, and they granted it to her. What happened then, the veteran did not change his insurance, and the first wife and child received the insurance, and the second wife, who was only there for 9 months,
Right.
decided she wanted all of it, and
Oh.
she went pushing. She even threatened the VA. Well, when she threatened the VA,
That's enough.
the VA started looking a little closer, and
Right.
they found she wasn't even married a year, and that denied her benefits. So they told her, we found an error. We didn't appropriately grant you the DIC. Therefore, because it was our error, we're going to terminate at this point any further benefits, and we're not going to seek any repayment of benefits because it was our error.
right, okay.
But she got herself cut off from her benefits. I'm
Because
sorry.
because of time.
Because she had to be married to the veteran for a year.
But see, it's things like that that the veteran and their families are not aware of, because there are a lot of different types of processes.
There's too many people out there who are trying to do these benefits on their,
their
own.
own.
They need to go sit with somebody who knows this stuff, who can help veterans and their dependents. A lot of spouses out there who may be eligible for benefits. The rules change all the time, and that's the easiest way for me to explain it.
Okay,
From year to year to year, the rules change. If you don't keep up with it, go sit and talk with the counselor about the rule changes. It seems like it's a harassing thing to do, but it's really not. If you're not getting anything or you're living on bare minimums, a spouse should be eligible for Social Security and either VA pension or VA DIC, dependency and indemnity compensation. Pension is a means-based program. In other words, for every dollar you get from any other source is reduced, the VA pay is reduced by every dollar you get outside of the VA.
okay,
That's the easiest way to say it, and it's too lengthy to explain here. We could
Yes,
sit
yeah.
for about 5-6 hours and never cover it all.
right, right.
My statement to that is go sit with a counselor. If you're a widowed dependent spouse who's not getting benefits, go sit and talk with them, see what you're eligible for. I had a lady come to me, and her neighbor talked every day. But her neighbor was drawing her husband's benefits, pension benefits, and she wasn't getting anything. I want my husband's benefits, his veterans benefits.
Right.
Ma'am, I don't think you and your neighbor talk as much as you think you do. I says, everybody is not the same as everybody else. Their complete situation is what determines who's eligible and who's not.
Okay. Okay.
That's why the two different programs, compensation and pension, are two different programs. You need to understand what they are. Sit and talk with a counselor about both of them. That's how you determine which one you're eligible for and what you can get. And that's the easiest way to, and look, veterans are the same thing. Veterans can qualify for pension, they can qualify for compensation. It's just a matter of putting the paperwork in, seeing if you qualify.
Right.
But again, nobody should be deciding from the office there. All the paperwork should be completed and sent in, and let the federal VA decide this in New Orleans.
Okay.
That's the easiest way for me to explain it. Nobody should be deciding any claim out of their office telling you whether you're qualified or not.
Right. Well, the thing is that what you have said so far, some of those things that you said, I was not aware of. So, I mean, even though I've been a veteran vet for at least 12 years or more, there's still a lot of information out there that we are not aware of. I mean, because, like you say, for compensation for, say, the spouse, okay? Take the 90,000 Navy veterans of the Vietnam era who was not eligible for herbicides because we were offshore. And it wasn't until 2000, well, until the PACT Act that they allowed us to come in. Well, what about those Navy veterans who died and their spouse never remarried? Can they go back and claim?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
They won't pay them all the way back to the date of death for the veteran, but they will pay them at the date of claim. When they file for the claim, that's called the date of claim.
Okay.
That's when they'll start drawing their pay. So it won't go back to the date of death.
Right.
But it will go back to, and if the veteran filed before and was denied,
Well,
and then the spouse can go back and, well,
that's
the VA came out and I filed a claim for a veteran. After 10 years of having filed that, the VA denied his claim, but after 10 years he passed away. Then the PACT Act came into being.
right.
And they had to grant his claim because the information fell into parameters.
Right.
And because the claim was filed earlier, they paid the widow all the way back to the date he actually filed the claim because they in error denied the claim.
Right, right.
So they had to pay her back pay. That's what I'm saying. Don't have them do the paperwork. Have the counselor you're talking to do it and file it.
but how
That
many
gives you an established date to go
how
with.
many spouses know that though? You see?
But that's the whole idea. Everybody I talk to, I try to get that information out to them. Every spouse I talk to, if you know somebody else, please inform them. Have them go sit with a counselor and file their paperwork. You never know until you file the paperwork.
Well, the thing is, the paperwork is very important, but like you said though, it's the information that we are lacking.
Yes.
And because of lack of information, it's a substantial disadvantage to anybody, especially a veteran, okay? And I would like to go out there and reach out to those spouses of the 90,000 Navy veterans who have not remarried, to let them know that they can go back and at least file to see if they can get
I
something.
got one for you. It's not just the spouses who don't know. I located a spouse, and when I say that, in my runs as a DAV line officer, I ran into one of the chapters where the spouse of the unit of the chapter chaplain, he was the chaplain of the chapter. He had been involved with DAV for 50 years.
Okay.
So I asked her, I says, "Are you a veteran?" "Yeah." "So you filed your claim?" No. Nobody's ever asked me." "So you're a veteran, do you belong to DAV?" "No, nobody's ever asked me." All they wanted to do was put all the women in the auxiliary,
Yes.
but she's a veteran. So, make a long story short, I finally got somebody to go sit with her in her area to file her claim.
Right.
I was there for a visit, not to sit and do paperwork. That would have kept them out longer for at least another 2 hours for me to sit and do her paperwork with her.
Well,
And here we were at 8 o'clock at night. I don't keep people out any later than I have to. So I got another counselor, another chapter service officer to go sit with her and file her claim as a prior Army veteran.
okay.
That's the whole thing. But quite often, we as veterans don't think of asking the spouse,
Well, that's
"Are you a veteran?"
that's the problem. I hate to say this, we're coming close to the end of the interview here. Can you just give me a little quick summary maybe about what you've kind of something
We
you could?
have to inform everybody. Doesn't matter whether it's male or female. We need to chase down everybody we can and inform them of what VA benefits
Yes.
they may be entitled to
Yes. Well,
as a dependent or as a veteran.
my friend, I tell you what. Thank you for coming on for this interview, and I want to have you on for additional interviews in the future because you have a lot of information that we need. Okay.
I'm more than
So,
willing to
my
come on.
friend, thank you, and God bless the United States. It's my honor to present to Kenshin Funeral Home, in recognition of your outstanding support and commitment to Acadiana and Louisiana veterans. We salute you. By sponsoring the Veterans Corner TV initiative, Kenshin is making a difference in the lives of our veterans and their families. On behalf of Veterans Corner Incorporated, we thank you. September 23rd, 2025, founder Greg Gagne.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Our men and women have served our nation with honor. Now it's our turn to serve them. Veterans Corner is building programs that restore dignity, rebuild trust, and create lasting opportunities. With transparency and accountability at the heart of everything we do, we are here to make a difference. Together, we honor their sacrifice. Together, we build their future. Veterans Corner, serving those who served us.